That's it. Hi.
Hello everyone, my name is Crooks, and today I'll be talking to you guys about concussions. So concussions have many severe problems that come along with it. For example, things like chronic headaches, ongoing headaches, and could go all the way to dementia. Not only are these physical ailments that come along with concussions, but they also cost a lot of money. So from acute care to ongoing care, it ends up piling up. So these concussions can happen anywhere from accidental falls, if you're out deployed in the Middle East, in the military, or high impact sports. So NFL is one of the biggest high impact sports that has input rules and regulations to prevent these concussions. And this is a good example for us that we can, follow to help prevent concussions in the long run. So the causes of concussion, or what causes a concussion, is a violent blow to the head. For instance, in NFL, head-to-head contact, or if you hit your head on the concrete, that causes the brain to move back and forth in the skull, could cause bruising and potential hemorrhaging in the brain. So that's not good. The violent blows can cause epileptic episodes, chronic headaches, vertigo, and could potentially be fatal if the first concussion was not diagnosed correctly and a second concussion happened. So definitely fatal, not a good thing. Symptoms of a concussion is headache, nausea, vomiting, loss of consciousness, dizziness, and altered mental status. So just watch out for those symptoms if you ever think that you have a concussion or anything like that. So people and NFL players that have had multiple concussions can eventually get what's called chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which causes irritability, impulsivity, and dementia. So not very good things, and my source for that was mayoclinic.org. So like I said before, the cost of concussions can be huge. I thought this was surprising that in the world today, the cost of a TBI, annual cost of a TBI, is $76.5 billion. So it's a huge amount. And the average lifetime cost for a single person that has a TBI or a concussion is about $85,000, but can go up to $3 million. So it just depends on the severity of the concussion. So what the NFL has done to prevent these concussions, they, like I said, input a set guideline and protocol and other little things to help prevent further injury to the head. The set guidelines are if a player has been diagnosed by these medical personnel that are always on the field watching out for these things. If the player is diagnosed, the player is then taken out of the game and not allowed to return. After the game has been played, they go through a few days of rest and recovery, and the only things that they can do are stretching and balance. So after a few days of that, they can start introducing aerobic exercises, and a few days of that, if they don't present with any signs and symptoms of concussion, they can then move on to strengthening. And then again, no signs and symptoms of concussions, they can go on to football drills. And then lastly, if they have no signs and symptoms of the concussion that reoccur, they can then go back to full practice and play in the next game. So some strict guidelines there, and also referees are very strict on their helmet to above the shoulder contact. If a player is seen to be doing that, the team is penalized and the player is taken out for the next play. And then also, they also have a new helmet that they just introduced. They're starting to try it out, that reduces the impact from head-to-head contact. So what you guys can do to prevent concussions is wear your helmets, wear your protective gear. Don't forget to wear your helmet. Also, be educated on safety. Don't forget safety first. Also, be a good sport. Don't be that dirty player that hits you, on the head or hits you incorrectly just because they want to look good. Be a good sport. And then lastly, knowing the signs and symptoms. If you know the signs and symptoms, you can, catch a player that you think that has a concussion or you yourself and go get seen. So in conclusion, concussions present with a lot of different severe injuries and chronic injuries down the road that you guys want to prevent. And the NFL is a very good example for inputting very safe rules and guidelines that you guys can follow as well. So thank you very much.